Okay, for this, it's going to be a little tricky. The basket is that away and the wind is blowing essentially this way, so it's going to be challenging to get an anhyzer throw. Or actually, I'm going to try to throw it flat and hopefully the disc will turn over. This is my flippiest fairway driver. I'm just trying to aim for straight and hopefully it turns a tiny bit. That's basically what I wanted. Heck yeah, I think I'm pin high. Okay, we have a 22 footer per bush now, and that looks about right to my eye as well. Now, I've got a headwind directly facing towards me, so I can't throw this too high or with too much power, or it'll end up with a comebacker. My first birdie, and I was scared every second that was in there. Okay, I've made it to hole 11. Now, according to the map here, it's 465 to the basket. U-disc may say something different. I don't know. I'm not looking at it. So this is a water hazard. You need about 200 and change to clear it. Normally I would throw my dragon here because I can throw it in the middle there and likely I can get it back. Or ultimately a dragon's an $8 disc that I have zero attachment to, unlike pretty much everything else I bag. This one here I'm liking a lot, but it's a foundling. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw it. My goal is to not do the accidental hand hyzer, so I need to focus on hyzer. Hopefully it'll flip up, or worst case it'll go across there. But the farthest point of the little pond is over here in a circle, 200 plus feet, but it gets closer to 160, 170 over here if it fades. So that's your plan if you're at hole 11 and you have nick level distance or less. Either lay up to right there and then throw over, or hyzer to the safer side over there. Let's see what I can do with this Valkyrie. How about clear that son of a gun? Cleared it pretty well, and to be honest, that's my best throw of the day. Okay, and as you can see, the basket is just to the left of that tree. I managed to make it to where this disc is 212 feet out from the basket, so I think I made a little bit more than halfway on this hole. I couldn't get an accurate readout because there's debris blocking the tee pad, but I have a good estimate. With that said, 212, it's about the limit of what I can throw a putter, but I can throw a mid-range a little bit easier. So I'm going to try to throw this, not straight at it, but I'm going to try to throw it straight to that cap, and hopefully it'll hyzer a tiny bit. So you're going to not see, unfortunately, all of me. Ooh, I pulled on that. That's not good. Well, actually, that worked out really good. That worked out favorably, so I will take it. I've got a putt. Okay, per bush now, that is 21 feet away. So let's see if I can get a birdie here. 21 feet. Just think putting league. I'll take it. Okay, the sign indicates the only OB is this fence. Beyond the fence to the right is out of bounds. I suspect for intermediate or advanced tournaments or higher, they make this path and beyond OB. I'm not playing it that way because I'm a rec level disc golfer, and on a lot of days barely a rec level, more novice. All right, I'm going to take this Andrew Marweed Sidewinder. It's pretty stable for me, so there's a low risk of it pitching over the fence, but I want a low throw because if I throw it just a little high, there's a risk of me, you know, hitting the tree. So I want it low enough. This may skip a tiny bit, but I'm okay if it's skipping that way. There we go. That is what I want. Heck yeah, I've got an approach. Okay, I'm 69 feet out, maybe about 8 inches shy of that. So I'm actually gonna try to almost run it with a putt, considering I can get it close with a decent effort and likely not go past. That's how I drew it up. Absolutely no complaints here. I landed out in the open, had a clear upshot, and basically a tap in. Okay, 250 feet. This one's theoretically birdieable, and as with the previous hole, sidewalk is not indicated as OB on the layout, but for tournaments, again, you might do it. I'm just going straight for it with the Valkyrie, Champ Valkyrie. I just don't want to send it over the fence. I got lucky. I was going to send it over the fence. Okay, I'm lucky enough. I'm 86 feet away, so I'm going to try to approach with my Berg. This is just outside my putting distance, and I don't feel like being aggressive. I think I can be safer with this Berg. Just want to get it close. Ooh, that thing died. Okay, I accidentally fluffed it, so I ended up at 18 feet from the basket. So that's a little depressing. I just, it's almost like having a yip. It fell out of my hand, so all right. At least that works. Okay, this is gonna be a pump. I'm gonna use my Valkyrie again. I'm gonna see if I can correct after the last throw and prevent it from flipping up too much. Keep in mind, this is a slightly beat in Champ Valkyrie, so it's a little bit less stable than what you might expect. That's basically what I want. I pulled on it a little bit, but that's what I wanted. Okay, unfortunately, this is a bad position for a birdie. That said, I'm gonna see what I can do to throw the disc around the trees. Okay, so this is the exact throw that I wanted to try a few holes ago. I'm gonna see if I can replicate it again. Instead of hyzering it too much, I wanna throw it flat and let it skip a little bit with the same disc, the Aviar X3. I'm just trying to correct. That was way too short. That was not good at all. Fluffed it. You know, the funny thing is, I can tell you why I fluffed that one. Because there's the fence to the right, I was afraid of accidentally grip locking it. So I just released with too little power and it just fell to the ground. And as such, I basically cost myself a stroke. So I'm now at 50 feet away. I'm not gonna make a 50-foot putt. I am gonna try to putt, but this is not something where I expect to go in. Really, I just wanna safe par. Safe par it is. There was maybe a 1 in 100 chance that would have gone in, but really I just wanted to get close. Okay, another lengthy par 4, same rules as the previous holes are in play. There's a truck 330 feet away. I can't get close to even 300, so they're safe for me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let it rip. Try to keep it relatively low to minimize the chance that it goes over the fence. And I just want it kind of out there. So I'm kind of aiming for that tree that I can't really reach. I'm just seeing what I can do with the disc. Yep, stabled out. That's the beefiest sidewinder I've ever thrown. Okay, so I opted out of playing the rest of that hole because where my disc landed, the basket was 233 feet away and there was a family in the middle. Just wasn't working out. With that said, I'm on to the next hole, and the basket is just to the right of this tree out in the distance. I'm going to try that beefy sidewinder again. Just put it out there, let it fade a little bit, and hopefully I don't have too bad of an upshot. There we go. That's what I wanted. The Valkyrie would have flipped up more, but the sidewinder was a safer bet. Okay, 92 feet. I'm going to break out my DX Rhino here just to get close. That's what I wanted. Okay, I would consider this to be successful. It only put me about 10 feet from the basket. And I got an easy par. Okay, per Bushnell, the basket is 396 from the edge of the tee pad. I'm going to go with my Valkyrie because I'm okay with it flipping a little bit that way. I just don't want to put any external anhyzer on it or release it late. There we go. That's what I wanted. That's a full flight. For me, that may be 280 feet. We'll see. Okay, I'm 130 feet away from the basket. I'm going to try to throw this animal a little low, not too high so I don't hit the tree above, and hopefully I don't grip lock it into the tree itself. So I'm going to get it close to the basket, 130 feet. Oh, I juiced it a little bit. I went long, but I've got a putt. Okay, at the expense of jinxing myself, this should be an easy 3. About 15 feet away. And I made it. Okay, final hole here. You're not gonna be able to see the basket very well. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna be able to identify it on screen, but I'm gonna give it a shot. It's past those people playing soccer, 597 feet away from the edge of the tee pad per Bushnell. But you have to, there's this tree right here, you have to throw to the left of this, and there's another tree down there somewhere. You need to make sure you throw to the left of that and get around. So you can't throw directly to the basket, you have to curve around to it. So the actual playing distance is probably over 600 feet for this par 4. You know, this is park style golf, which is actually my favorite type of golf. Second is wooded golf. So yeah, this is definitely more challenging. It's definitely not a straight 600-foot shot. You're gonna have to navigate. For me, I'm gonna try to cut a corner a little bit and go that way, hopefully not mess up too much. But for me, if I were to aim that way and then circle around, I'd be playing 700-800 feet. The only way I can even put par in play at my distance is to throw straightish and hope that it hooks around a little bit. Absolutely terrible, but I got some relatively good luck, so I probably made about 160 off the tee. Okay, I think I misidentified the basket. I think I was looking at the practice basket over there. The actual basket is over here. There's a tree indicating a Mando, and the basket is behind it that way. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that way. That was way too safe. Goodness. Okay, so unfortunately I decided to save all my bad strokes for the final hole. I'm 270 feet from the basket. Given that my last two walk-ups were terrible, I think I'm just going to do a standstill. I'm going to take my bogey like a man. Doing a standstill with the leopard on slight hyzer. There we go. Flipped up. All right, I'll have an easy approach for bogey. Okay, with 3 not so good throws, I put myself to 56, 55 feet now to try to save a par, and realistically, I just want a bogey. I've had enough. That's what I'm gonna get. Alrighty, closing this out on a little bit of a sour note, but I can't complain too much. I mean, honestly, I'm about 50% off the tee anyways, and so I shouldn't be too surprised. Anyways, that's going to do it for this fun round at Deussen Park. I absolutely love this park. I think if you're anywhere close to this area, you need to come by and play. There's different layouts. There's a short layout, a long layout, and there's at least 1 or 2 mixed layouts you can try, where it mixes the shorts and longs, and it's really fun. It's decently maintained, and the only downside is sometimes it's crowded, and you may have a hole that has some people on it. But they may move if they see that you're trying to play through. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you like it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, as I have more interesting disc golf content on the way. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.